everybody, welcome to my top 10 tips for the game Enshrouded. My name is Kiahonfire and welcome to a brand new video. Let's dive straight into the meat and veggies of today's video as we start with tip number 1. In Enshrouded, there are a few ways to buff your stats, but you will soon realize this after eating different food items and seeing that this gives you different things such as a larger health bar or perhaps some more stamina. But it actually goes a bit deeper than this, and you can check the different effects of food via looking at your status details on the right hand side of your inventory. On there, you can see that certain foods give a certain amount of buffing to your stats, such as the corn on the cob will give you +2 to strength, and a grilled lean meat will give you +1 to constitution, which increases your health bar. Grilled red mushrooms enhance your intelligence by +2, and so on. Different foods give you different buffs, so it's always worth checking on this tab, as you can have 3 different buffs running at the same time as long as you're fed. Do bear in mind you can't have like 2 meat items at a time, so you can't eat like the wolf ribs and the lean meat. You have to choose one of the two. It's the same with like veggies and grains. You can't have like the same types running at the same time, so do be wary of that. Apart from that, if you want to listen to some foods I highly recommend getting your hands on your playthrough, here's the list. You can also enhance your stats by finding different elixirs around the world. Just know that some elixirs also come with buffs and debuffs, so you'll want to be wary of that. Looking for ways to extend your time in the Shroud? There are several ways to do this, and you will need to do this to travel deeper within or go on big adventures without no worry. First of all, the elixirs. You can find these dotted around in camps and abandoned buildings, or later on make some of your own. Shroud elixir helps by extending your timer within the Shroud, so you pop it before you enter and you should be golden for a bit longer. There are some lower level options though, and one of these you will stumble across within the tutorial, but do note they are dotted around the Shroud either way, so it's not the only one available on your travels. Within the shrouded areas you can find hourglasses. These top up your enshrouded timer, enabling you to spend more time within the biome. However, if you use these, they will need to recharge, so you can't keep coming back to them in one session. There are also spheres called return beacons that will give you the same top up to your enshrouded timer, but they do not get consumed, and you can visit them as much as you like to increase your time within the Shroud. You can usually find them all over the map, but most notably, you will find them by boss arenas. Are your chests getting clogged up with old loot? Well, don't leave it sitting there. You can salvage old loot and useless items for a currency called runes. Don't sleep on this system, as you can use runes to spend on your blacksmith for enhancing your favorite weapons. This increases their damage and all sorts of stats, such as extra mana for wands or increased damage for a sword, and much more. Loot comes at different qualities, so if you get a twisted wand in rare, you can also come across the same type of wand in legendary or epic, and so on. This ties in with my previous point about enhancements, as in the better quality of weapons you get, the more slots you have for enhancement upgrades. So you'll be crossing your fingers for that lucky yellow drop in your next chest. Normal starts with 1 enhancement slots, uncommon with 2, rare with 3, epic with 4, and legendary sitting at 5 upgrade slots. Different weapons can give you different perks on this enhancement slots, so keep an eye out for those different weapons you can find and pick up in the world. I will also drop this here, although not exactly ethical. If you are one of these that likes a bit of cheese, you can still save scum from chests by reloading your save in single player. They didn't seem to fix this in the demo. But that's just something, but of course not everybody likes doing that type of thing, so that's only for those that, you know, like cheese. My next tip is digging for the advantage. Thankfully in Enshrouded you can dig down, up, and all around. You might be wanting to get to different areas, but perhaps it's covered in Shroud or has difficult enemies blocking your path. Well, one thing I've been doing in my playthrough is digging to different biomes. We wanted to go to the desert biome, but both ways to the desert were blocked by Shroud, and there was a big mountain in between. All we did is dig a path up the mountain, and we were able to explore different areas and find exciting new resources and high-level loot chests. The repair system in the game makes it easy to dig, pop down a workbench for instant repair, and get yourself a flame altar down, and then dig away to your heart's content. Hidden treasures are a big part of Enshrouded. There is a lot more than what meets the eye on this game, such as I was adventuring around with some friends on the game, and we came across this stone structure that didn't make any sense. Lo and behold, with a bit of digging, we found a hidden staircase down to a dungeon, and this was filled with all sorts of things we hadn't seen before. It's the same with closed doors in the game, hack slash everything, and make sure to be curious as this game is very sneaky with hiding things. There are even buried chests and hidden bookshelves that hide chests away behind them. This brings me to my next point about anvils. Throughout the world, and mainly in basements or huge camp setups, you can happen across anvils. Anvils allow you to repair everything on your person for no cost. You just need to interact with it to be able to do so. You could also see about popping down a workbench regularly to do the same thing, but it's more ideal if you're out and about adventuring to have the anvil as an option, and it's pretty common. Now, this might not be obvious to some, but for those that don't know, there is an option to fast travel in the world of Enshrouded. You don't need anything unlocked to do this function. All you need to do is open your map and select your flame altar, and there should be an option to fast travel back to your home. Now, this is especially ideal if you have a couple of altars down. You can use them to fast travel points, and I highly recommend you do so throughout the game. Now, this is especially ideal if you have a couple of altars down. You can use these as fast travel points, and I highly recommend you doing so throughout the game. You will be able to have more flame altars the more you upgrade your flame altar, and you can always dismantle flame altars to make room for more. For your second upgrade, if you're curious where the matron is, check out here on the map for her. You will need her mask to upgrade your altar. NPCs are a very valuable thing to find throughout the world of Enshrouded, and there are quite a few dotted around the world. Do note when finding them, sometimes you will have to go through quite a few lengths to unlock them, such as doing parkour puzzles over lava, or fighting through a bit of a camp struggle and fighting off some enemies. They will be worth unlocking as they can enable you to craft a whole plethora of things and enable you to start farming or cooking properly in a big way. Check my map for some locations I've already spotted, and I hope to have a video coming out soon about all the NPC locations. You may have noticed in Enshrouded, when you die, you drop everything in your inventory apart from your armor you are wearing and the items in your hotbar. This is why I highly recommend keeping your most valuable items you don't want to lose in your hotbar, as then if you perish whilst on an extremely risky mission and you're unable to get your gear back, then at least you know your most important stuff won't be lost to the void. For reference, your hotbar is on the bottom of your screen in your inventory, and your backpack is the top part of your screen. You could switch between both of these hotbar slots while you're out in the world, so you can use one technically as, you know, a backpack slot, and the other one can just have your main weapons and stuff on them. Anyway, I hope this video was helpful. If you'd like to see more Enshrouded in the future on this channel, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. As you know, I will be posting more videos about it and hoping to help out. If there's anything you would like to know further about the game, make sure to leave it in the comments down below. Let me know what you'd like to find out next. Anyway, thank you for watching, I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!